How's it going, everyone? This is Phil Padavani over at Meridian Games. Today we're going to be discussing Judge Phil's Zine of Goodies Volume 2, our second product for Dungeon Crawl Classics. And this one's going to contain a full level 3 to possibly 4 module, as well as a brand new patron and a neat little recipe that I think you guys will like. So just stay tuned. Thanks. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get right into it. Like said, this is our second product in the Judge Phil's Zine of Goodies series, and this one, is a big step up from our the first one that I drew. To be honest, the first one, it's really good. I really like it. I've played the deathmatch wrestling class. I thought that the Cage of Death, scenario was really cool and really fun, but it was a concept. It was more of seeing, if we have the tools and what it takes to actually do it, and we did. So we're definitely ramping it up. This one has a full colored cover that was done by Miranda over at the GameKeep. Big shout out to her and thank you for taking the time to do this for us. This is a full level 3 to possibly 4 module for a party of between 4 to 6, maybe more players. And I think it's really fun because I was talking to one of the people that plays with us over at the GameKeep, and he's a big member of the community. His name's Jonathan, and he said that he's in a lot of games. A lot of the campaigns that he's in, the settings themselves are usually some epic high fantasy standard campaign, and this game and the games that I run in general kind of resemble that more of, early 2000s, mid 2000s Adult Swim, which I took that kind of to heart because, there's so much good content out there, but, this is definitely kind of stepping outside of that box into the more wacky world of role-playing games. And we had a lot of laughs and a lot of fun playing this one. So I think that everyone is really going to enjoy it. But we'll go ahead and get right into it. So like I said, I always like to put the table of contents and credits at the beginning, a little bit of a forward, and then we just get right into it. So as you can see, I've been kind of trying to step it up with Micron pens, and I'll say this. The actual isometric map style is probably the direction for my modules. It's the direction that I'll be going into. Reason being, I'm still not great at drawing. And I feel like having that 2.5 third dimension added to it is a big help in helping me, outline and show, what objects are which. Sometimes when I'm doing top down, it's hard for me to draw a box or a river or something and really have that, be distinguishable because, it's a process. So for right now, I'm going to be doing isometric map style for all of them. The rundown for this is that, there's people in the town that are, having long days of work. They're sitting down with their families. They're sitting down by themselves to have a nice, tasty dinner. But they're not the one eating the dinner. The dinner is eating them and, disappearing. So the Knight's Guard will bust down a door and they'll see that an entire family has been pretty much eaten and stripped of all of their flesh. So that's a problem. And that's why they're asking you to go and investigate and find rumors and, get to the source of the problem. And that's what all of this is about. That is a giant vat of soup that has come to life that if you can't read it, it's saying who slurps there. And it kind of just leads right into a classic dungeon crawl with a lot of cool, traps. I try to have a lot of cool artwork in these ones now because I'm trying to step up. It's not perfect, but I think it's very representative of, the heart and soul of, what old school dungeon crawl classics and old school role playing games should be. The art is, I think it's representative, but keep moving along. It's a multi-floor dungeon with lots of cool traps, lots of cool mechanisms to unlock different places of the map for you guys to look at. And this can be found, and this will be found in physical copy on the Goodman Games website. I highly, highly, highly suggest that you guys go there and check that out, while it's available. I personally like having physical product a lot. Having PDFs is great, but when I'm sitting there at the table, I'm doing something. I like to be able to flip through the book. Um, Another thing that I feel is kind of like a quality of life improvement that myself and the new members of the team that have come on board will be doing is I like to put the maps themselves, not all at the back. I like to put them one by one, and they can be referenced in the table of contents above. Um, and then everything under it is just outlining the areas in the map instead of having to go back and forth. Because I don't know about you guys, but I'm a visual person, and I like to be able to see where I'm at and then go to the corresponding area. Um, but moving along, there's some art that I've done that I have an idea and I think is really cool and I want to bring it. One of them I like is the monstrous buffet, which is a buffet golem that you guys have to take out. It's all you can eat if you can muster up killing it so you can enjoy the rations. Um, One thing that I'll note that I don't think anyone's done yet, and I think is pretty neat. So if you're running, maybe not at a local game store, and you're running this like at your house or something, if the judge would go out and get um, the number of ingredients that are listed here, I picked a mug cake because it's kind of easy. If you guys take a break right before you fight the boss and work together and actually make the mug cakes in real life, you guys can have a nice little snack for yourselves and the judge, and it unlocks an alternate boss fight. Um, I haven't had mug cake in a while, but I made this and it was pretty good. Uh, so I highly recommend if you guys are running this at home, maybe take a break as a group and make a nice little tasty dessert together. But that leads into our brand new patron, which is the patron that the bad guy Cyril and the rest of his followers worship, Savorous. Um, I won't go too deep into it, but he has a really cool invoke patron that does a number of very wacky things like throwing massive cantaloupes down from the sky and pelting people within an area, watermelons, you know, etc. I just highly recommend if you guys have the time or chance to pick this up. I'm not the only person that was working on this. We have more people that are involved that are critiquing spells like John Wilson, who works at Goodman Games, as well as I sent this over to a YouTuber called Wasabi Burger, who does a lot of reviews for Dungeon Crawl Classics modules and whatnot, and they all had some form of input. So I've taken all of it to heart, and I appreciate everyone that's come in and handled this, as well as Erica, who did some of the editing for us, which I think is cool. Obviously, there's some spells, i.e., cuisine summoning, kind of like monster summoning, where you're summoning some of the enemies that you'll be fighting, i.e., golden delicious apples, golden evilicious apples, and hors d'oeuvre side dishes, main course, gargantuan buffet golem. But moving right along, there's other ones like convection, which is like taking certain squares on the area and having them become super hot, like a convection oven that roasts people, whether they be your allies or enemies. And nutritional siphoning, which is sucking all of the nutrients that the people who don't worship Savorous don't deserve, because to eat is to be eaten, and to savor is to be saved. There's the back cover, and then if you guys wouldn't mind, we do have a website called meridiangames.org that helps you better find all of our works and where I like to send updates to. And then we also have Judge Phil's Zine of Goodies Volume 1, which you saw previously, and follow us on Instagram. I personally am not a huge fan of Instagram, but it's definitely a way that gives me a chance to see what's going on and gives me a chance to communicate with all of you people, and all of the people that have been supporting us along the way. So I really appreciate it. I hope that this was helpful in giving you guys an idea of some of the cool stuff that myself and the rest of the people over at Meridian are doing. We are actually done with Zine of Goodies Volume 3, which is going to be on Kickstarter. And I'll have more updates on that for you guys soon on here and on Instagram. So just stay tuned for that. And we have some new people that are coming on board and are contributing to that one, and I'll disclose that later. So I'm super thankful for everyone that's been like kind of following us along with us on this journey. This is not my project anymore. This is your project. This is the people who've come on board's project, and the goal of Meridian Games is to, take people's ideas, get them out of just their table and put them on other people's tables, so you can, share what you have with the rest of the world. So um, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. Please stay tuned for the next one, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks.